Howdy y'all, welcome to episode 48 of my survival series. Well, would you believe it, another year's gone rolling by, and we're in the thick of harvest season again. So why don't y'all grab yourself a hot cup of joe, kick back, and join us while we get down and dirty in the field.
Do you reckon that'll do it, Dusty?
Yeah, I reckon so, but it ain't a long-term solution, you shoot guy. This is only gonna hold it back for a little while now. We gotta make a major decision on this barn here.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that the whole thing needs to go.
Well, that's my line of thinking as well. Well, you have a little chat to your friends there. I got things to get on with.
Hello there, YouTubers. Welcome back to the Dusty Survival Roleplay series. We have had a bit of an issue at the end of last month. We had an awful lot of rain, and as you can see, we have had one hell of a landslide. So this is the small field we've got just at the homestead. We use this crop, normally wheat or barley, for feeding the animals, so that's not a major issue, but I am concerned that we have had this major slip. What Dusty's done in the meantime is put some fencing up. That's pretty much all we could really think of, just to hold back anything else that comes down. And these steel posts have been really driven into the ground. But let me just put my torch on, pop down into here, and you can see where, in effect, the mud has just come through the doorways and heaped itself up. And it's eventually actually just sort of slurried its way out and all the way down out here. So yeah, it's really not ideal. And I did say a couple of months ago that I just don't know what we're using this old barn for anymore. Most of our equipment is either in our new kind of barn that we've got over here, or all the way down at the main sort of holding now down by the brewery. So we do need to make a decision on this and consider what we're going to do going forward. Just having a quick look via drone cam here, we can see the area. We dug out, and kind of leveled things off so we could fit the barn in. So we could fit something else in there. I'm not entirely sure what at this stage. I am of the mind that this whole sort of area that we've got going on up by the homestead really is driven by animals now. But I don't know that this is enough space to fit anything in. We could put pigs in there. We did try pigs early days, Dusty and I, and they were fine, but we never really got round to the point where we were selling the pigs themselves to make a profit. I wonder if we could get some cows in here, maybe get dairy underway, but I really just don't think that this is the right size. I think it's just going to be too small. And also we've got all of this land around here and it's a bit of an angle, and the fact is that this field really does back quite close on. It just causes a bit of an issue. So I think what I need is a bit of help from you guys, you viewers. Stick your comments below. What can we use this small space for? Are there any little production chains that are animal related that might work here? We've got chickens, we've got sheep, I think they're covered. Pigs are an option. Horses could be an option. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and we'll make a change to the homestead and see what we could do with this area. A quick check of the animals. The chickens are looking okay, they're happy, but I do need to get some more feed in there, and that's fine because we are in the middle of harvest season. We're going to have plenty of wheat to pull up shortly. The sheep are okay, they've got their pasture. They do need a little bit of grass in here, or hay, and we have again got some in the silo that we pulled up when we mowed last month. And on top of all that, we have got huge amounts of wool, which desperately needs to go down to the spinnery. And let me just spin around here. Still got my torch on because it is kind of dark up here still. And then, yeah, we've got a few pallets of eggs that need to go down as well. So there's definitely stuff that needs to happen up here. But more importantly, we've got 2 fields that need harvesting.
My first job is to pick up these bales here. They've been here that long, the grass has grown up around them already.
I think before we get going, I'm actually going to grab every little piece of equipment we need all in one hit, get properly organised and arranged, because we've got all of this month and probably a bit of next month as well where we're harvesting. So I'm just up here. I don't know if I need the subsoiler. I'm not sure. I think cultivating is going to be fine given that we gave it a real good going over last year. We don't need the mechanical weeder. Again, I'm of the mind that we sell that, and actually as I walk past the tedder here, I think we sell that as well. The tedder was useful for when we were doing small jobs and contracts. In all honesty, I'd rather get a bigger tedder so that we can do our own fields and get some hay in for the sheep. But yeah, I think there's two pieces of equipment that we can get rid of in the tedder there and the weeder. The wheat here up at the homestead is growing, and I think that will be ready next month. We're looking at $192,000 bucks in the bank, so we're okay, we're all good. I'm just going to jump over to the field over yonder behind our barn there and just see what the state of play is over there. And as suspected, actually it's very similar to that other field, so we've got wheat in here as well, and that is all good. I think both of these fields will be ready at the same time. Right, let me go grab the Landini again then, and let's get all this stuff we need for those two major fields down by the mill. It is a lovely, lovely July day. It's, yeah, about 8:30 as you can see on the clock up there in the cab. And we've got an awful lot to get on with. I don't know whether I'll have the time to record absolutely every part of our adventure this month, but we'll get as much of it on as we can. Let me just swing around here. I'm going to pick up the trailer and do this properly as I just mentioned, and then we can head down and get underway. Everything is now on the back, which is great. I've strapped everything down so things shouldn't move around, and I've got a bit of space on the back here. I think I'm going to go grab the wool and stack that up, because if I can do this all in one hit, then that's great. If not, then I can always come back with the truck, but it just means travelling backwards and forwards from the homestead down to the main city centre, which takes a good 15 minutes. So I just want to be efficient. Let's get on board and go get that wool. That's not quite everything. I'll leave those couple there for now. I don't need to bring everything down. I'd rather be safe, but that's a fair load there. 2, 4, 6, 8. That will certainly keep the operation going. Let's just get everything strapped on and all aboard. Ah, great job. Dusty is all done there with collecting all of those bales. I think we'll just keep storing things down at the mill like we did last season. That seemed to work really well until we've got a big space, unless of course we put it into the warehouse. I just don't know whether silage will come out the other end once it's in storage, but perhaps that's an option. Okay, first things first, I want to get the spinnery filled up with this wool that we've got here, and then I can go and sell those two bits of equipment that have been bugging me for the last few months. They just sit up there and we're not using them, and then it's time to crack on with some harvest. The spinnery's looking good. It's got 11,500 litres of wool there, and I think that's probably the most it's ever had in there, so that's great. We shall keep making fabric will keep making clothes, and we will start to make a huge amount of dollar bucks. Sensibly or not, I have picked up the small green trailer that we use for hauling pallets with the truck, and I've coupled that up with the main Fliegel trailer that we've got, and so now we've got ourselves a bit of a road train. I'm just going to just have a quick look around there. You can see both together. Let me just start indicating here, and then let's swing in, and as I do that you should see, there we go. The reason being is I'm just trying to collect everything up at once. Let's come round here. This takes a bit of doing. Right, let's get the equipment off, sold, and then we can get on with the harvest. We've still got an awful lot to get on with. Okay, there we are. Our tedder and our mechanical weeder. Lovely job. Hardly used either of those pieces of equipment, so it just makes sense to me to get rid of them. Let's do the usual repair for £1. Repaint for 246. And we'll do the same for the Pottinger Alpinit, which is our tedder. The condition's pretty bad on that, to be fair. $34 bucks to repair. That's a bargain. and $5 bucks. Right, so we're going to sell this for $819 bucks. That's virtually nothing. And for the mechanical weeder, 6.5 grand. Not bad at all. Okay, let's head our way up to the main brewery, the main warehouse, and get things underway. Hopping for the train. Brilliant. I will have to do some recordings of Train Sim World 3. I do love that game. Microsoft Flight Sim. There's an awful lot of simming that happens behind the scenes here of Crimson Banshee Gaming. And only really is it FS22 that we have time to record and edit. So if you're interested in some other sim games and some other action on the channel, drop me a comment below. I'd be more than happy to record some of my other gameplay. And I think Dusty should be up here unloading. Whether or not he came here with the bales or whether he took them to the mill, I'm not entirely sure. Can't see him. Maybe he's round the corner. Ah, yes. Okay, he's here. Right, let's get those roller doors up. I think it's time we get set for some harvest. Well, as you can see, that is where we stored the potato machine last month. And Dusty did a fantastic job of getting everything in and stowed away because it was absolutely chucking it down. So we've got our two headers, the truck, the forklift is stowed away in the corner.
I'm gonna have to shift some stuff around here, YouTube guy. I think it's your turn in the twin screw. You want to grab a header and start harvesting those fields?
Yes, please, Dusty. Yes, please. I can't wait to get behind it. And also, it's the new header.
It sure is. It may be shorter, but I think you'll find it's better balanced with this one on.
I think you're going to be right. Okay, let's get everything out then. While Dusty is doing all his manoeuvring, it's my turn to jump inside the twin screw. Right, excellent. Let's go and grab that header and get our harvest underway. It's a very, very bouncy wagon coming down the hill. Just rocks back and forth on the tracks. Gotta take it easy. Oh, I need to put my hazards on, my winky pots, while we are on the main highway here with our long piece of equipment. Cruising along, no need to break the speed limit, and we'll be there in no time at all. Dropped off the header in the middle of our main field that we harvested last month. That gives me plenty of space to maneuver and turn around. Let's just get around to the header here. There we go, and get ourselves attached and ready to get on with the job. Perfect connection. Right, let's back ourselves up carefully. And now, I think we're ready to crack on. Right, coming around here. Let's get into position. Alright, let's get everything on. Lowered. And underway. And we're off. my headlands are done. I'm just coming round on a second pass, so I want to do 2 headlands just because I've got a good routine going, and I think by the time I get round, if I just bring my HUD up, yeah, I'm at 66%. Dusty has just dropped off the trailer. Can't quite see now, the hopper's in the way. And by the time we get round there, I think we'll be just about perfect. So I'm just going to swing round here. I'm on a steady... Yeah, I mean, this thing turns like you wouldn't believe. Right, can we see Dusty there? Yeah, just over there at the corner of my window there. He's over there, ready to receive. And he's also been bringing all the equipment down. So as we get round the bend in a minute, you'll see we've got the cultivator, we've got the plough. And actually, I've just found something out about the plough. We can connect the plough, or should I say subsoiler, directly in front of the cultivator and do both jobs at the same time. Now, I did not know that, so that's a fantastic find. That's filling up quite nicely. Then he can crack on and get all that into the brewery and a little bit back into the mill so we can continue to make bread. And I think we'll have this field done in no time. And then after that, we'll have a look over at the field over there. Okay, I think I'm pretty much full. Right, let's just get the pipe in. Right, crack on then. Well, just while Dusty heads all the wheat up to the brewery to make some lovely, lovely wheat beer, it's worth mentioning that we do have a little bit of selling to do today. We've got to get rid of our planks, or certainly at least our surplus planks. And of course, we've got a fair few packs of flat pack furniture to get rid of at the supermarket. And I think we should make, I don't know, about 120 grand out of all that, which will be fantastic. Good job by Dusty there. Right, I can see Dusty coming alongside me here. Let's see if our new header is going to make a difference. That is a cool bit of driving there by Dusty. And we are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have resolved that issue. And I think actually I may completely unload here.
Yeah, I think I got it all, YouTube guy.
Quick check of where we are. We've got wheat beer making, yes, and we got... Yeah, we've still got space for more wheat to go in there, so Dusty can definitely go and run this last one up, and then I think the rest will stick into the mill to create flour for our bakery. Going good guns now. I think I've probably got, let's have a look at the width of this, probably 3 more rows, maybe a 4th, hard to really judge the width, and then I can crack on with the second field. Dusty seems happy carting, although he is going to have to run off and go and get the baler shortly because we are going to need to bale up all this straw. So yeah, we have got plenty to do. I've got a funny feeling in my stomach that we also might be ready to mow our meadow again, which I really don't think we're going to have time for this month. But hey ho, push on. If we have to work till late, as we often do in the summer, that's absolutely fine.
I do love this time of year. I love being busy. Makes you feel alive.
Well, that's a good job, Jobs. Let's just shut down the header there. Get the pipe out. There she comes. Plop. Right, and that can be the last lot then. Can go into the mill for making bread. Just steps outside, get a bit of fresh air, let that run itself off. Dusty can stick it in the mill, all good. And then I can crack on straight away with the other field at the bottom. What a brilliant day. Okay, crossing over the road. It's quite hard to see out of this with the header raised like this. Let me just drop it down. Should be okay. Yeah, I'm not damaging the sunflowers there, and the crop will be picked up shortly. So I'm going to start this corner. I'm just going to swing round. I'm going to go anti-clockwise this time round. Steady as she goes. So you can just see how easy this thing turns. It's great. Power on. Anti-clockwise isn't the best way to go, obviously, because the pipe is on the left. However, I'll easily get a single headland done here before I need to start unloading, so that's fine. Looking at 12:13 in the afternoon, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Dusty's just in there about to tip. Good stuff. We're really cracking on today. Well, there he is. Dusty's waiting. Oh, such fantastic teamwork. We only need 2 of us, yet we can get so much done. Well, that is me done. That's 2 fields. Brilliant. I'm just heading over here to drop the header off onto the trailer, which Dusty has quite sensibly moved well out of the way. Let me just drop the header down so I can see where I'm going. There we go. Swing around, get this laded on, and then this can go back up to the main warehouse. Just concentrating here whilst talking. Right, let's lift this up. Dusty, do you want to crack on with ploughing and cultivating whilst I go get the baler and start with the straw?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna need you to move that straw before I start cultivating though, YouTube guy.
Yep, I'll get straight on it. Let me just drop the twin screw back up by the warehouse. I'll grab the massey and come straight back down.
Right on. See you down here in a moment. Well, let's get this little idea a go. YouTube guy reckons I can hook on the subsoiler and then put the cultivator straight on the back. I know he's supposed to do that. Don't know if we're gonna have the power with the Landini though. Well, we're on. Quite a bit of weight I got on the back there. But hey, let's give it a go. Well, she's putting like a good one.
Just going to park up the twin screw here. Carefully turn around without whacking the back. It's got a big bottom, that's for sure, and the rear view is abysmal. It really is bad. Just going to have to hazard a guess using that tiny little rear view mirror there. Right, I think I'm in. That's good enough. Engine off. Right, let's go grab the massey. Right, quick rundown here. Let's reverse on and pick up. Actually, no, it's always better to pick up the front attachment first. Let me drop my weight here. Then I can back up, pick up the windrower, and then reverse onto the baler. That's how we do it. Start with this massive pile here, because it is absolutely huge. Right, let's get that underway. Windrower's on. She's lowered. And away we go. Crikey, that's a huge amount. You can see Dusty's cracking on over there. Great, look at that field. And look at those stones. We are going to have to grab out the stone picker yet again. But we know what that means. It means lime. So it makes sense to grab those stones up, crush them, get the lime, spread the lime, and whatever's left we can sell for a profit. Free monies. Well, I've done that field at speed and I've just moved over to the other field. I reckon I can get this done in the time that it takes Dusty to finish cultivating that field. He's about halfway and I've done that bigger field, so this shouldn't take me too long at all. Right, let's crack on. Well, that is a pretty tasty job in my opinion. That field is done. You can see all the bales scattered about, so we're going to have to collect those at some point, especially before Dusty comes across to cultivate. And that field was done before. Dusty, I think, is just finishing up. Check for traffic. So I was right. I suspected I could get that field done before he finished cultivating. So I think I'm going to have to quickly go and grab the trailer to pick up all these bales before he cracks on with this field. After that, I reckon we've got the opportunity to stick some radish in a field, give ourselves that first stage of fertilisation. Lovely. Well, that has put a pretty big dent in the afternoon in terms of the time. I think it must be coming up to about maybe 20 to 3. But I've got everything on. Dusty has already started cultivating that middle field. That's a lot of straw. I think I might put that into the warehouse. We don't really use straw up at the homestead at the moment. It depends, however, on our plans for replacing that old wooden barn. But as I said in opening, stick your comments below as to what you think we should be doing with that. For now, this can go up in the warehouse, as I say, and I think it's time to pick up the truck and do some selling. I've wondered what fields we might purchase next, and actually these two on the left hand side, which are adjacent to the existing ones that we have, would make absolute sense. Means we don't have to drive around too much. However, if we just get over the bridge up ahead, there is one which I think is quite nice. So here we are. If I just cross over, I'm just going to go and slow myself down here. This field on the left hand side has alongside it this massive grass area. Now you could argue, well, expand the field and you could absolutely plough that up and make that one hell of a big field, but I think there's opportunity there for more grass. And as we know, grass means silage, silage means money. Also, it's dead next to the main area here, so very easy in terms of access. Come on, Massey, power up the hill, power up. Lot of weight on the back. Low ratio, and we're up, no problem at all there. Let's get all these bales offloaded into the warehouse. Well, all the straw is in. I'm just going to dump the Massey here. Engine off. Jump into the truck, and let's start making some money. My goodness, we have nearly 41,000 units of planks. That is a huge amount. Let me just go across and have a look at furniture. 17,000 and they are 1,000 per pallet. So that's 17 pallets right there. I think what we'll do is we'll get the furniture out straight off the bat and then we can get the rest out later. There we go. We need to get all this on the back of the trailer. I do wonder if it's time we got a bigger trailer. Right, let's jump in. Get everything loaded up. And away we go. All 17 pallets are now on the back. That one lonesome one on the back of the trailer, I probably could have thrown it right on the top there, but I just couldn't get the forks up high enough, so that's fine. I'm actually of the mind of selling that trailer and getting a bigger one on the way back so that we can haul all of our planks. Quick check before we head off. July, 6,851 per 1,000 units. We got 17, so do your maths there, ladies and gentlemen. And we should be making a nice little packet. In terms of planks here, that's just above. We've got 40,000. I don't think we are going to be selling all of those. We need to make sure we've got enough going into the carpentry to keep feeding our furniture. But still, July, 4,287 currently selling per 1,000. That is going to be a nice big payday. 4416 is about 160 grand's worth there easily. So let's head down to the supermarket, get these sold and see how much we can make. I'm just about to back up onto the ramp here. I managed to get that last pallet on the back because reversing is much easier than trying to maneuver with that trailer. So I think we're unstrapped and we are now. Okay, let's see how much we make. 198,000 at the moment. Backing on, and that money is counting up rapidly. $114,000 bucks. What a win. I'll just grab the trailer and I am going to go and sell this. I feel like a treat and I think it's about time to get ourselves a slightly bigger trailer so that we can haul more stuff. And we should, if we keep our eyes peeled, be able to see Dusty working that field in the distance. I can't see him yet. Oh, there he is. Yeah, right in front of us. Let's wait for this chap to move out the way. Yeah, there he is. Over there. Great job. Okay, let's get this sold for something a bit bigger. And there we go. We've gone for the Brantner. Just shy of 40 grand. I know we looked at this initially when we were looking at trailers, and you can get the full semi-trailer, which is I think almost twice as big, for about 10 grand cheaper. But yeah, I think that's perhaps just too big. So maybe one day if we get a full-on truck, we could think about the semi, but for now, this is wonderful. Let's get this hitched up. Let's go and pick up all of those pallets of planks. Quick status update. Looks like Dusty is doing a great job of this field. It won't be long till he's done and then on to the one further south. So it really won't be long until Dusty's finished. I'm just swinging around here with the new trailer. Getting myself into position. There she blows in the mirror. Right, I think that's good. Let's get everything out of the warehouse. There's going to be an awful lot to take down there.
Well, just finishing this last row here, then I can move on to the other field. I know the YouTube guy wants to get some radish in here, but I can't see us doing that today. We gotta pick the stones first. I think those are jobs for next month.
I am all done and I'm glad I picked up this trailer because actually I was able to fit on 41 pallets. Let me just jump down the back here. Safely, safely. 41 pallets, all in one run. Right, yeah, you know what? I am going to sell all this because I want to make some big monies. Awful lot of weight on the back here, just taking it very easy. In fact, I think I'm going to put on my beacons just because I am really quite laden. The sun is starting to drop in the sky. It's, I think, about 4 o'clock. I haven't checked for a while. Oh no, 4:45, looking at the dash there. 16:46. We've got an awful lot done today. I still would like to get some radish in the field, but that's going to mean stone picking. And I do think there is mowing to be done. Not sure if I'm going to get onto the sell point all in one hit. This is quite a long trailer. Well, let's just give it a go, see how we get on. Let's make sure everything's unstrapped, mind. There we go. Right, let's just ease on. I'll get the HUD on shortly and we'll go from there. Right, creepy, creepy. And we are selling. $64,000 bucks on the main truck. Now let's get the trailer on and see how much we can make. Last one, and there we go, 100, so 164,000. That's pretty much bang on my estimate. That's not bad at all. We are back up to almost $500,000 bucks here. Brilliant. We are edging our way towards our 1 million mark. Just returned to the homestead. It's about 5:30, I think. Dusty is cracking on with that final field. I just really wanted to have a look as to whether or not this meadow does need a mow, because if it does, that's something that I can do anytime in the next couple of weeks, and certainly before we see you next time. And I think we are almost there. Yeah, it's kind of long enough. We haven't quite got the wildflowers here yet. That doesn't really grow much more before we get to that stage. So I think we definitely could cut this. What a beautiful afternoon. It's a very, very pleasant evening. Just taking a bit of a detour here. Wouldn't recommend doing this unless you've got the proper equipment. There we go. I'm hoping that we will see Dusty in a moment coming across. Ah, there he is, just running along the back there. This is what it's all about. Work hard, and then you get to enjoy a bit of time to yourself. And this place, purely tranquil. It's just lovely. Right, I think we'll just sit here for a few minutes, gather our thoughts, watch Dusty finish up. We've got some bits of equipment to clear away and just a bit of a general tidy up. But I think that's been a fantastically busy month. July is done. We've got money in the bank. Let's see what next month holds. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.